Things I did not know before I went vegan. I did not know that every dairy cow who produces milk ends up in the slaughterhouse and turned into beef. I did not know that the dairy industry forcibly impregnates the cows in order for them to get milk and that they don't produce it without them doing that. I did not know that once the baby calf is born, they take them away from the mother within 24 hours of birth. I did not know that they kill male calves sometimes on the first day of life, or if not, then 1 year later, since they don't produce milk and are seen as worthless to the dairy industry. I did not know that mother cows pine for their babies, which means they moo in a lot of pain for their babies after they've been separated from them. I did not know that baby calves live in solitary confinement in order for humans to take the milk that was made for them. I did not know that dairy cows are visibly depressed and go through this cycle of having babies and having them taken away for about 4 or 5 years until they collapse. I did not know that once they collapse, they're now considered useless and sent to the slaughterhouse. I did not know that there were dairy-free alternatives to the treats I loved. I did not know that there were things like oat milk that I could just use instead, to put in my coffee, to have as cheese, to have as butter, yogurt, and ice cream. I did not know that when I consumed eggs, I was consuming a hen's menstrual cycle. I did not know that the egg industry sends male chicks into a macerator where they are ground up alive because they are of no use to the industry, or if not, that they're gassed or just thrown in trash bags. I did not know that all egg-laying hens go to the slaughterhouse at the end of their life. I did not know that egg-laying hens are missing feathers, have exhausted bodies, live in dark sheds, and are forced to rapidly produce eggs in a way that depletes their body of nutrients. I knew that animals were killed in order to produce meat, but I didn't know anything about the fashion in which they were killed. I did not know that animals on a slaughterhouse truck are scared and terrified, and that they can smell the blood, and that they can tell something is wrong. I did not know that they're forced out of the truck and made to be in a line, watching the other animals get murdered in front of their eyes. I didn't know that many slaughter methods, such as halal, which is what the animals you're seeing here had to go through, involved them choking on their own blood with their throat slit while fully conscious without any method of stunning first. I did not know how horrible animals are murdered until I actually saw the video footage of it. I did not know that I didn't need meat for protein or for any other reason. I did not know that the most humane way, quote unquote, to kill pigs is to lower them into CO2 gas chambers where they thrash and scream for several minutes until they finally die. I did not ever know that electrocuting animals via a tool put to their head was a thing until I saw it on the documentary Dominion. And I did not know until I watched that it was no different between how a baby puppy or a dog would react when you would do the same thing to them. I didn't know that animals were forced to watch other animals be bludgeoned to death and smacked on concrete until I saw it on video. I didn't know that animals in the animal agriculture industry laid on top of their own feces and urine. I didn't know, or at least think about the fact that fish and marine animals feel pain in the exact same way that mammals and birds do. I did not know that stabbing a fish in the mouth with a hook and yanking them out of the water to suffocate was comparable and the same thing as if someone dragging a dog by a hook in their mouth into the ocean and drowning them. I did not know that we also factory farm fish, where we have circular nets in the ocean where we artificially breed fish, and they're so crowded, until I saw it on video footage. I did not know that animals are often slaughtered at only a few months old and or at about a quarter of their natural lifespan. I didn't know I was eating babies. I didn't know that I didn't have to eat any animal products and that it was easy not to. I didn't even know the definition of the word vegan or why veganism is a thing. I didn't know that all of the animal agriculture industries sexually exploit animals against their will in order to breed them. I didn't know that the breeding they do isn't natural animal with animal put together breeding, but that it was in fact jacking off animals' penises, extracting their semen, and shoving your arm in the female animal's anus, holding her cervix open and inserting the semen with a pipette while they're in a restrained area called a rape rack. I didn't know that if there was a fire on a farm in the animal agriculture industry, that thousands of animals packed in one shed would die a miserable death. I didn't know that slaughter operations went by so quickly that even if the places do things such as stunning them with a bolt, that sometimes it's not effective the first time or the animal gets skipped, and that animal then has to fully consciously experience having their throat slit. And I can continue, but I know that a lot of people don't know any of these things, just like I didn't used to. And I know they're going to continue to not know these things unless people like me tell them and teach them. Unless they see things such as the Dominion documentary or hear the TED Talk Every Argument Against Veganism by Earthling Ed. It's one thing to be ignorant. It's one thing to be a product of your environment. But once you do know these things, once you are made aware of them, once you do see some of the footage, you now have the moral obligation to be vegan. So if you've made it to this point in the video, you now have the moral obligation to be vegan. And you might need to go watch some of these things for yourself, such as Dominion or Earthlings. But now, you can never say you didn't know.